You guys like my shirt today? I'm obsessed with it. Before you ask where I got it, first I'm just going to say it's a sneak peek into this Thursday's Halloween video. It's called a Halloween video, but it may not really be a Halloween video, but just stay tuned for it. This shirt is featured in it. I actually got it from eBay, and there was only one, and so I don't know if you can still buy it. It was originally sold at Urban Outfitters a long time ago. Anyway, we're gonna get into the story today. Now, I'm surprised I haven't told the story earlier. There's actually 2 stories within this, and they happen within 2 days of each other, which is bizarre to me that this happened twice at 2 parties in 1 week. I did vlog at these parties. If you want to see the vlog, I'm going to insert some footage in here in the video as I'm talking, but if you want to see the actual vlogs, the whole thing, I will link it down below. By the way, plug to my vlog channel because I am going to be doing Vlogtober this year, which I'm gonna die, but I'm doing Vlogtober. So the first party of the week was a house party that JM and I threw. JM is my roommate, as you guys know. We hadn't had a party here yet, and we wanted to kind of do a housewarming party. So we had a house party. There was a lot of people here at one point. I'd say like at the most that there were people here, there was like 20 people, which is a lot for me in our apartment because it's like an apartment, it's small. Anyway, there was a lot of people there that I didn't know that were like JM's friends, and then he knew all of my friends because I only have like 2 friends, so he knew everybody that I invited, but he invited a bunch of people and told them to invite some people, so they brought friends. So to preface the first creepy dude at this party, okay, well, this is the only creepy dude at the party. He, I guess, had talked to someone on the balcony. So there were some people on the balcony drinking, whatever, and there was this guy downstairs. We're on the 2nd floor. He was yelling up at us and saying, like, can I come up? Like, can I come drink with you guys? Or something like that. I was not there for this. I was told this after the fact. The people on the balcony didn't know him, and they thought maybe he knew us, and so he's like, I don't know, or the people on the balcony were like, I don't know, man, maybe you should talk to the people who live here. Sarah had been downstairs with some people like at the foot of the stairs, and they are coming back up the stairs, and I guess this guy is following them, but they didn't know who he was. They thought maybe we knew him or someone at the party knew him. Basically, as they come in the door, I'm sitting on the couch and I look over and I see Sarah and some people come in the door, and then all of a sudden this guy comes in the door and he is right away giving me weird vibes. He's like older than everyone else at the party. He's probably late 30s, early 40s, and it's clear that he does not belong here. Like, no one knows him because, I mean, granted, you could be friends with a 40-year-old, I guess, but we're all like mid-20s, young 20s. It was just weird, right? And I kind of knew that no one else knew him. Like, I was just getting weird creep vibes. Sarah looks at me and like looks at him, and she's just like, and she comes over, sits down, and she's like, he followed us inside. No one else here knows him. And that became clear when people started gossiping around. I would walk up to a group of people and they'd be talking about him like, who is this guy? Apparently he had drugs in his pocket, like a bag of drugs. I don't know if it was weed or something worse, but he was also on something. Can we just talk about that? He was acting very strangely, just really, really bizarre, and just awkwardly standing there, and like he had a beer in his hand, which who gave him a beer? I don't know. Did he take one from our fridge? Probably. And he's just standing there like staring at all of the girls at the party, and it was getting really, really awkward. Finally, JM and I like meet up. Like, we had been separated. We finally meet up and we're like, we don't know who this person is. And so Kyla is JM's other best friend, and she comes up and she's like, I'll take care of it. So I decided to go up to him with her because I don't want her to be alone approaching this strange man. Like, I don't know what can happen, you know. I just wanted her to feel like she had someone else there, even though she probably did not need it at all. And also, I want him out of my house. Like, it made me really uncomfortable that he was some stranger that walked in the door, no one knew him, and he was in my house. It wasn't like some random person's party. It was my party. It was my house. I didn't know what he was capable of. If he was gonna steal something or hurt someone, like, I was not okay. So we go up to him and she's like, hey, listen, the people who live here don't know you and no one else here knows you, so it would be cool if you like left. And he's like, well, can I talk to them? And I did not want to say that I lived there because I did not want him to know that I was the one that lived there. And she's like, no, I think you just need to go. And so he just stands there staring at her, not saying anything, and it was so awkward. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna escalate, like, who's gonna get involved? Like, I was getting really nervous. And finally he's just like doing this, he's like, he just is nodding for a little while, and then finally he starts walking towards the front door and he leaves. And then that became the whole like talk of the party. Everyone was like, who was that guy? And then I go out to the patio peeps and I'm like, hey, do you know who that was or what happened? And they were like, no dude, he came up to the balcony. He was like, hey, can I come up? And we were like, sure, I don't know. Granted, the next story I kind of did the same thing, so we're gonna get into that. This next story takes place 2 days later. Same thing happens, but it's a little different, okay? It's a little more traumatizing for me, a little scary, and yet it's my fault. So JM and I are throwing a party for his friend who is moving, so it's a going away party, and they're using his coworker's house, which is, it's like 45 minutes from where we live, so we head over early to help him set up and just, you know, make sure it's all cute. I don't know why that information's relevant at all, but anyway, we help set up and then the party's going, there's people coming in and out, and actually I invited one of my subscribers, Mia. I'm feeling my liquor, like I'm feeling it, and so Mia eventually is like, I'm gonna head out, and so I'm walking her out. It's like midnight or 1 in the morning at this point, and I'm walking her to the door. As soon as we open the door, there are these 2 kids standing there. I don't know them, but I don't know anyone at this party. I knew Sarah, JM, and Mia. That's it. And JM's friend that was moving, but I'd only met him a couple times. So I don't know any of these people. So I just open the door and I like move so they can come in while I'm walking Mia out. Anyway, so I walk her out, I come back inside. Nothing's really weird. I walk up to JM and I'm just, you know, chilling, whatever. This house is amazing. Like, it's beautiful. It's huge, and they have a whole room dedicated to beer pong. So I decided to go over into that room. I think JM's playing or something, so I'm just watching him play. I'm not talking to anyone, no one's talking to me. I'm just awkwardly standing there watching people play beer pong. All of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm like up against a wall. These 2 guys are like real close to me, right? One has his arm like, you know how they do, like pushing me up against the wall almost, not touching me, but he's like pressuring me. Like it's a weird intimidation factor thing happening. So one guy is the one that's talking to me, the other guy's just standing there, but also I'm kind of like pinned in this area, like I can't leave. I'm just kind of like, okay. And he's like, so I'm sleeping with you tonight? And that's when my anxiety, I sobered up real fast, and I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep with you tonight. And I was terrified at this point. I was like, oh my, is this happening to me right now? Like, what is this? And I was like, no. He's like, why not? Why not? I'm like, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, is he here right now? And that's when I should have said, yes, he is actually. That's stupid of me. Don't ever, I'm really bad in these situations, and like with guys and everything, like I don't like being hit on. I don't do well being hit on ever. Like I hit on my boyfriend, gave him my number, like I did that whole work thing because I don't like it. And so I said, no, he's not. Stupid me. And he's like, yeah, well then I'm gonna sleep with you tonight. And then the next thing I know, some other big dude comes over. He was actually at the party. He was super nice. He like rescued me from these 2 kids. They were like 18, like I swear to God. By the way, they were the kids that I let in the house when I was walking Mia out. I didn't know. I did not know them. I thought someone else knew them, and yeah, they were too young. Anyway, I should have realized when I opened the door that they were too young, and I didn't realize until after, so part of this is definitely my fault. Anyway, this big guy comes over. He's like, hey, who do you know here? And immediately they run. They run out the door. And that's when I'm like, oh, they don't know anybody here. That's great. I think I turned to the other guy and I was like, thank you. And then the party continued. Why does this happen to me though? Why the same week, 2 days later, the same thing happens where creepers just walk into parties? Is that a thing? I don't go to parties. I do not do parties. Like the fact I did 2 parties in a year, let alone in 1 week, was a lot for me. But is this something that happens a lot, or is it just when I'm at a party? Let me know if this has ever happened to you, if you're at a party and just creepers just walk into the house and they don't know anyone there. They're just trying to like get a drink or whatever they're trying to do. I don't even want to know. Hope you enjoyed this story time. It was actually very scary, and I realized the next morning like how scary that second story was, and the first one for that matter. I don't know what was gonna happen with him if we didn't ask him to leave, or if Kylie didn't ask him to leave rather. So yeah, just I hope you guys enjoyed. Just always be aware of your surroundings if you do party. So just be safe. That's all I have to say. I hate that I have to tell you to be safe and not tell the creepers to just not go into people's houses, but apparently that's a thing that people do, and so we have to be prepared. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Look forward to my next Halloween video posted on Thursday. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
It's so dreamy. Oh, fantasy free me. So you can't